Hey BookTube, this is Top 5 Wednesday.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks. And this week's Top 5 Wednesday topic is our top 5 audiobooks. So how could I not do this one? This was like made for me. So I couldn't narrow it down to 5. So we're going to call this a collection of my favorite audiobooks and my recommendations for Top 5 Wednesday. Let's just leave it at that. I couldn't help it because this is what I do. I listen to audiobooks and I have a lot of recommendations for you if you are new to audiobooks and you just want to start getting into them. So these are in no particular order and I'll just rattle them off and tell you why I love them. Before I do that, I do want to make the point that audiobooks are a lot like animated films, where like Toy Story or a Pixar film or The Good Dinosaur, you know, anything that is on the screen that is animated, but that has people giving voice to the characters that you see. Audiobooks are just like that, except that you don't see things. And so when you get a voice actor and not a narrator, huge difference, huge. So the main people that I like are voice actors. I think when I make that comparison with an animated film, that you get the idea here that it's acting that they're doing and not just reading or talking. They're doing voices. They're distinguishing between the characters, and that's what makes a great narrator. So let me just run down my list for you. Retribution Falls by Chris Wooding is narrated by Rupert Degas. That man is unequaled. He is unequaled in the audiobook narrating community. The man can just, holy cow, that whole narration that he does, the way he does the accents for the characters. Accents are a good way to tell whether or not a narrator is good. He's amazing. I did a series on getting into audiobooks that I will put all the links in the box, and so if you want to check those out, you can. But I put a snippet of him in one of the videos I did, but he is amazing. He's really amazing. The Martian by Andy Weir was narrated by R.C. Bray. Now, this guy was able to do an Indian, an American, British, Chinese, women. He ran the gamut in the representation and the accents that he did for these characters. He was, I don't know if he was as good as Rupert Degas, but boy, he was close. He just brought that book to life and just created that atmosphere that, I mean, I was dying. I had to get Mark Watney off that planet. And it was mainly because of R.C. Bray. So, excellent book to try on audio if you want to get started. The Irin Chronicles by Elizabeth Hunter and several other new adult books and books in general narrated by Zachary Weber. He is the son of Tammara Weber. Tammara Weber is a new adult author and some YA books that she's done, contemporary romance, and he's just really good. I always listen to the things that he narrates that I am even vaguely interested in. And especially in the Irin Chronicles, that book is set in Istanbul. And you have a lot of characters coming from Scandinavia and Austria and Germany. And so he's doing all these accents really, really well. And his voice is at a very pleasant pitch. And he's able to distinguish characters on a very subtle level. So, and I love that story anyway. But I think actually I love it more because he narrates it. The Parasol Protectorate series by Gail Carriger is narrated by Emily Gray. Any of those books, she is fantastic. She is so able to capture the spirit and the presence and the world of 19th century London and England, the kind of UK in general there. She does Scottish accents, British. Within Britain, she does Northern and Southern and Welsh and all kinds of accents, Irish. She is so good. She makes those books so much better just narrating them. So that's another good series to try. Anything by Kate Rudd. She is fantastic. She's fantastic. Just fantastic. And I got to listen to her, I don't know, in several books, but I think my favorite books that she's done have been the Kricket series by Amy A. Bartol. And I think that that's the case because there are men who are part of a military group, kind of like a special forces unit, and she voices all of them differently, and she just nails it. She's so good. Anytime you see her narrating a book that you think you might want to read, if you want to listen to it on audio, I guarantee you will love it. If you don't love the story, you will certainly love her telling you the story because she's just amazing. She really is. Nick Podehl, who narrated the Chaos Walking series by Patrick Ness and also the Skinjacker series by Neil Shusterman. But he is prolific and he does all of, I don't know, he does a lot of fantasy books. He's so good. He is completely able to translate characters in just an amazing way. He is just such a good voice actor. Again, anything he narrates, you're guaranteed that it's going to be very, very good. Excellent narration. He's just really good. McLeod Andrews is a very popular narrator. You'll see a lot of things that he does kind of across a whole lot of genres. And my favorite books that he has narrated have been the Pillars of Reality series by Jack Campbell. These are books that were written specifically for Audible.com. So I think that's absolutely amazing. He is, in that series especially, is so good and able to give those characters life. I know I keep saying the same thing, but that's what these narrators do. They're amazing. They are able to just bring life to the world, the characters, the story, the whole thing. And he is so experienced and very well-versed in doing this across a lot of genres, which makes him even better because he just, you know, he gets it. He gets that world. He gets into that mindset, I guess, or into that world, and he gives that book, that story, the presence that it needs, and those characters the presence that they need. And nothing sounds the same one book to the next with him. I think that's really a huge strength for a narrator. I love Jenna Lamia, and I listen to books specifically because she narrates them. My most recent listen of hers was Nightbird by Alice Hoffman. And I have that on my iPod. I listen to it, but I listen to it at night because her voice is so pleasant and so soothing that it helps me fall asleep. Now, that's not to say that she puts me to sleep. She doesn't at all. It's just that the way her intonations, the way she phrases things, the ups and downs of her voice, and just the way she says the words are so soothing to me and so pleasant. I used to listen to The Adoration of Jenna Fox, which she narrated. Love that book. And again, love that book even more, probably because she narrates it. So, you know, she's just amazing. Absolutely one of the top favorites of mine. Edward Herman, I discovered him when I listened to Einstein's biography by Walter Isaacson. And oh my gosh, he's just wonderful. He has it all. He can, and I also listened to The Passage that he narrated by Justin Cronin a long time ago. He can just bring characters to life. He's good at everything. He no longer narrates books because we lost him a couple of years ago. Amazing. He is Mr. Gilmore in The Gilmore Girls. He's Lorelei's dad. So he was an actor and a voice actor. Just, I just love listening to him for all the same reasons. He can give presence to the characters and the world, and he's just got a really soothing, wonderful voice. When a character doesn't have one of those kind of voices, he does that too. So, yeah. And lastly, anything that Maya Angelou does that she narrates herself. So any of her autobiographical books are wonderful. She's talking to you about her own life. So classic case where the author narrates their own books and gets it. I mean, obviously they wrote the book, so they're telling you their own story, and in that case, it's just wonderful. I love the sound of her voice. I love the way she pronounces words. I love the emphasis that she gives to the stuff she's telling you. Because it's perfect. It's the way she wants it to sound. Those are my top picks for Top 5 Wednesday Best Audiobooks.
Wait a minute.
I would highly recommend any of those narrators if you like the genre. But even if you don't like the genre that I've talked about, look them up on Audible because they are worth checking out. They're just fantastic voice actors, and here I go raving again, but audiobooks are my thing. So anyway, that's Top 5 Wednesday. If you've listened to any of these narrators, then let me know what you thought of them. And that's it for now for me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my taco. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.